So hello guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we're gonna make this beautiful real estate website using the React.js and the Tailwind CSS. So let me show the demonstration of the project which we're gonna make in this video. So let me refresh this, and when I refresh this you can see that we have this animation coming like this, and let's refresh this again. Okay, so every time when I scroll up and below, this animation will come, and here we have these forms. Okay, so here I have the select property forms, the rental, sales and commercial. So you can showcase your form like this, and here we have the submit button. And also this website have the black and white mode. Suppose if I click on this, it will take me to the dark mode of the website. Okay, so you can see that we have this about us section, and this is our hero section, and also the mobile menus are also changed to black and white mode like this, and this is the white mode of the website. Okay, so when I click so when I hover on this, the background of the button will change like this also. Okay, so also the animations are working. So let's move to over this section. So here we have the popular area section where you can showcase your all the images like this, and these are this section. So let's move to the property section. Here you can here we have the beautiful grid of the properties where you can showcase all your properties like this in a beautiful manner. And here I have integrated the search page, the wishlist page, and this add to cart button. So okay, so here you can add this type of text, or here you can showcase your these things. Okay, so let's move to the next section, and here also we have the animation. And suppose I click on this, so it will changes to the black and white like this, and this looks very amazing. So black and white mode is very much beautiful so nowadays. Okay, so let's move to the next section again. So here we have our services section like this, and here we also have the option of this. So when I click on this, the color of this will change like this also, and here I have this hover effect like this. Okay, so let's move to the next section. Here we have our client section where you can showcase your all clients. And when I click on these images, the images will have some scale up animation like this. And also when I click on this, so it will changes to the white mode. Okay, so let's move to the contact section. Here we have the contact us like this, and here we have this form, and this is the contact us section. When I go in the black and white mode, also the all the background and all the look and feel of this section will also change like this. And also we have the working animations everywhere. So when I scroll from top to bottom, every time the animation will come and go. Okay, like this. So I will show you how to add such type of animations in your website. Okay, so let's move to our footer section. So let's move to the white mode first. So here you can see that we have these social icons, and these social icons have some hover effect on this, and also we have this hover effect on these images also. So let's move to the this section. So you can see that in the black and white mode, this is totally black, and in this mode we have this type of color. Okay, so this is the scroll to top button. So when I click on this, it will take me to the hero section or the home section, or the up. Okay, so here we have this menu. So this menu will take me to the respected section of the website. So suppose I click on the about, it will take me to the about, and when I click on the property, it will take me to the properties. And same for the services, testimonials and contact. Okay, so I will show you how to add such type of cool transition and flow to your website. So let's get back to the mobile responsiveness. So let's go to the contact. Let me open this window in this way. Okay, so you can see that we have this beautiful menu which changes, and which changes according to this. And also this is fully responsive for all the screens like that. Okay, so here we have this type of form here coming like this. And also you can see that all these sections are fully responsive for all the screens. Okay, so you can see that it is fully responsive as I go below, and also all the sections are responsive as you can see that. Okay, so let me go to the top to bottom again, and so you can see that this menu is fully working. So when I click on any of the menu, like suppose I click on the properties, it will take me to the properties. Start the video, and we're gonna make this from scratch. Okay, so let's start making our project. So for that we have to make a folder first. Okay, so after going to your desktop, or you can make the folder anywhere. So I'm gonna make a new folder here, and we're gonna name this folder real estate app. Okay, so after that you have to just go to this inside this. Okay, so let's go to this, and inside this we have to just make a folder again. So let's make a here real estate, and after that you have to just go inside this folder, and you have to just open this with the code. So I will suggest a code editor, which is the VS Code, Visual Studio Code. So this code editor is you can use. So else you can use any code editor. Okay, so after that let me zoom it little bit so you can visible it proper, so this is visible properly. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to install the Tailwind CSS. So for installing this, we have to open a new PowerShell. So let me open this PowerShell here. And after that, let's visit the official website of the Tailwind CSS. So let's go to the Tailwind CSS official website, and from here go to the quick search, and here you have to write install Tailwind CSS with white. So okay, then you have to just search for install Tailwind CSS with white, and this command will appear. Then after that, let me close my previous. Okay, so this is my previous, so let me close this, and after that go to the PowerShell and paste this. So now if you want to make a folder, you have to just enter your folder name, but I will install this project in this folder only, so I will put a dot and this sign. So let me press enter. So after pressing enter, it will ask you something. Okay, so package name. Okay, so after that you have to run the second command, which is this one. Just copy this command from here and go to this, and let's paste this here. Press enter. Okay, so let's wait for it to complete. Okay, so it is installed. Now we have to run this command. So just copy this command from here. So let me copy this from here, and we have to just go to this VS Code and just press it here. So it will make a new file. Run this command, and so this will make this file. So you have to just copy this everything from this config.js file, and you have to just go to this config.js file. Just remove all this and paste this. Okay, so after that, what we have to do? We have to go to the src folder, and we have to paste this in the index.css. So let's go to the src folder, and inside this index.css, and we have to just replace this with this tailwind css file. Okay, so after that, we have to copy that app.jsx and go to the app.jsx from here and paste this also here. Okay, then after that, what we have to do, we have to just run the command. So let me go here and write it here cls, then write it here npm run dev. Okay, so after that it will run the development server for you, and so let's see our tailwind css is set up properly or not. So let's go to the follow link, and let's close all this from here. Okay, so you can see that our hello world is visible now, so means our project setup is ready. Okay, so our Tailwind CSS setup. So let's me minimize this like this, and we're gonna open this half by half. Okay, so as you can see the live working of the website, making of the website. Okay, so after that we have to just go to this here, and let's make a folder here. The name of the folder would be sections, and we have to make one more folder that would be components, and inside the components we have to make a file header.jsx, and also you have to make another file footer.jsx. And okay, so after that what we have to do, inside the sections we have to make some sections. Okay, so the first section will be hero.jsx. So this is our hero section. After that we have about.jsx. So so in this real estate website we have so many sections. Okay, so about.jsx, then we have popular areas.jsx. This is the popular area.jsx section. Then also we have here properties.jsx. Okay, so after that we have one more section, services.jsx. Then we have clients.jsx, and after that we have contact. So let me write it here, contact.jsx. Okay, so these are all the sections, and after that okay, so here I have the footer, header and footer, and we have to import some files, the export.js file and the dark mode context file. So for that, in the component, we're gonna make a one more file here, dark mode context.js file. So this file will contain all the code which is responsible for the dark mode. So okay, so and one more file. So let's import our assets. So for importing our assets, let me get back to my desktop, and here we're gonna go to my older website, and from here in the src I have to just copy this from here. So let's get back to the desktop again, real estate app, and here I have we have to just delete this, and let's paste this assets folder. Okay, so after that we have to copy one more file, so that is export.js file. So that file will contain all the content which we're gonna use in the website, like the blog content, like the client content and the properties content. Okay, so let me get back to this, and here in the src you have to go to the components, and here I'm going to copy the two file, dark mode context and the export.js file from here, and I will put this both file in the video description, so you can copy these files from here and just do according to just do like me, and just let's get back to the section. Okay, we have to go to the components, and here we're gonna let's remove this. Let me paste the both the file. Okay, so we have this both the file. Okay, so let's get back to our this one. Okay, so here you can see that we have the dark mode content.js file. So let me explain this code little bit. So you can see that if you know basics of React.js, you will understand what is going on here. So here we are just importing the create context and the create and use context use state from React, and this is used for passing props globally to any component in your React website. Okay, so this is the main reason why we are using the dark mode context here. Okay, for passing this to everywhere from one place. Okay, so here we have just imported this, and after that I have make this here. Okay, so this is the variable for this one, and now we have this and here I have make the state. Okay, so this code is self explanatory if you have the basic knowledge, and and here we have this state toggle dark mode, and this state will toggle it from true to false like this also, and then we are just returning this, and also here we are uh, placing the error. If we are getting the error, this will bring us to the error, and else it will return the context everywhere. Okay, so this is self-explanatory code. If you know the basics of React, you will understand this. Okay, so let me close this, and after that what we can do, we have to go to the app.jsx file. So before that you have to just install two extension. So the extension are the ES7 plus React Redux and also the Tailwind CSS Intelligence. Okay, so this is the first one extension, the D as then by this, and the second extension is the this one, intelligence for the Tailwind CSS. Okay, so after that what you have to do, you have to go to the app dot, let's go back to the sections, and here you have to just open the app.jsx file. Okay, so let me go here, and we're gonna write it here RAFC. So this is the power of extension. Okay, so after that we have to just go to every section, and we have to just write it here RAFC and do it like that. Okay, so let me do all of this and I will get back to the video. So I have write RAFC to all the sections like this. Okay, so just now we have to import this all the section in the app.jsx. Okay, so for importing this you have to just open the hero section and do one time save, because it don't work sometimes. Just after that you have to just write it here like this. Okay, so let me like this, and just inside this we have to fetch okay, so first we have to fetch the dark mode context, and inside the dark mode context we're gonna so okay, so let's get back to here, and in the imports section above let me remove this, and after that I'm gonna write here dark mode. So we are not getting this, so let's get back to the dark mode context. In the component you have the dark mode context, so let me come here and let's save this, and after that you have to just go here and search for dark mode provider, so it will give you the access to that. Okay, so now it is automatically imported above. Now just you have to go here, and here we're gonna write dark mode provider. You have to close this, and inside this we're gonna write okay, so we also have the header. So let me get back to the component again, and inside this header I'm gonna write RAFC like this. So let me save this. Let's get back to here, and here I'm gonna write header, so it will automatically import above. Then after that we're gonna write hero. Okay, so it will import like this also. Then after that we're gonna write about, so we have to just go to the about. So let's get back to the about, and here I'm gonna save this one more time. In the app.jsx we're gonna write about. Okay, so you can see that when I saving this here, we have this all the sections coming here one by one. Okay, so after that we have to go to the popular areas. So let's get back to the popular areas, and here save this, go back to the app.jsx, and just you have to write it here popular areas and like this. So we have the popular areas also. Let me close this, because after that we have to go to the properties. Let's go to the properties, and also we're going to save this one time, and let's write it here properties. Okay, so let me do one thing, I will do all of this and let me get back to the video again. As you can see that we have all over this section here, and so I have written all of the section here, and all the sections are coming here. So let me start with the hero section. So for that we have to do one more thing. We have to go to the tailwind.config.js file here, and here we have to after that we have to write it here dark mode, and inside this we're going to write the class. Okay, So this is the necessary things for using the dark mode. Okay, so after that let me close this and let's get to the hero.jsx, and here we're gonna start making. So before that we have to install some libraries, so we have to just let me open a new PowerShell from here. So let's go to new terminal, and after that here I'm gonna write npm I react icons. So this is responsible for all the icons which we're gonna use here. Then we're gonna install npm I aos. This is the animate on scroll library which we're gonna use for the animations in our website. Okay, after that we're gonna install npm I react npm I react scroll. So this is used for the scrolling. When you click on the menu, it will take me to that place. Okay, so these are the libraries which are required. Okay, so let's start making our hero section first. Okay, so for making this, what we have to do, we have to just import some. So we have to first import the dark mode. Okay, so we don't have to write this to write use dark mode, so it will give you auto suggestion. So we have to write this, and after that we have to import hero img from uh, assets images, and here I'm going to write hero one dot webp. Okay, so this will import the hero img. Then after that we're gonna import aos from aos. So this is the animation library. So we have to import this, and we have to import its css also. So import aos dst aos.css. Okay, so after that what we have to do, inside this we have to write use effect, and you have to write open this bracket. Okay, open this circle bracket, then inside this we're gonna enter the arrow function here. So write it here aos dot init. Okay, so here we are defining the values, the default values to the animations. Okay, so these are the default value to the animations, and the duration will be the animation duration. These are these. The animation duration will be 800 seconds, means the milliseconds, and is after that we have to define the easing animation. So it will be uh, is in sin. So you can change this fully. So you have to just then after that we have to go to the delay, and here we have to give that some delay time. So 100. Okay. Then after that let's put a semicolon here, and here we're gonna write this. Okay, like that. So here we have some issue. Okay, so the issue is I have entered this here, and this bracket will come here. Okay, so let me format this. This is the syntax error. Let me press save. Okay, so after that what we have to do, this is the array because we don't want to put this in a continuous loop. That's why we have put this here array. Okay, so after that we have to just write it here cons. We're gonna use the dark mode context. Okay, so these are the things which we're gonna require to make the dark mode work. So we're gonna import the constant dark mode and toggle dark mode, which we are exporting from the context. And here we're gonna write dark mode, and put the semicolon here. Okay, so after that we have to just go here, and we're gonna write it here like this. Then we're gonna open a div here. Okay, so let me give some classes. So here we're gonna add this, and here we're gonna put some JavaScript here. So write it here like this. Open this bracket and write it here when the dark mode is enabled. So the color would be dark and BG would be black. Okay, then after that this is the arrow operator. So we have to give one more value, or else the else part would be BG white. Okay, so let me format this and go to view. From here we're gonna do the word wrap. Okay, so after that inside this we're gonna write a section, and let's give section id of hero. Then let's style the section class name. So here we're gonna put the width of 95%. So this 95% width would be for the smaller screens, and height would be 600 pixel, and margin would be auto, bg cover, bg center, and border area would be rounded XL, and flex justify center, because we are using the flex box, so it will give the everything in the center. Then flex would be column, means the flex direction would be column. Flex call, then items, these are all the basics of flexbox. If you know, you will understand. Then for the large devices, we're gonna put the padding, and the x-axis would be 28, and padding for the small devices would be px10, and gap would be 7, z index 20. Okay, so we have this. Then after that, here we're gonna render an image. So we're gonna render this image by using this. So let's write it here, background image. Write it like this. Then open this arrow, and inside this we're gonna render hero image, which we are importing here. Okay, the hero img, like this. So we have this image here, okay, in this way. So let me format this. Okay, so after that, we have to inside this section, let's enter an h1 tag, and here in the h1 tag I'm gonna write find your next home in Las Vegas. Right, so we have this text rendered here. So let me give some styling to this. So first we're gonna add the animations here. So the animation, for that we're gonna use the data AOS. So for that you can go to its GitHub link. So you have to just write the animator scroll library, so you will get back to that pages, and here you will see all these properties. So let me write here zoom in animation, and let's give some classes, text 6xl, uh, text white. Text is a text white. Font would be semi bold. Okay, so here we have left the brackets, and here also we have to open this and write this. Okay, so semi bold. Okay, so here I have to put h1. Okay, so after that, semi bold, we have to give some, in the large device you have to write PR of 500 pixel, means the padding in the right direction would be 500 pixel, and for the smaller screen 0. And here we're gonna give the line height, so line height would be 70 pixel. Okay, then leading 60 pixel, so it will give the line height in the mobile devices 60 pixels. So let me save this. Okay, then after that, we have to enter h1. After the h1 we have to enter a paragraph, so let me write it here, lorem 20. Okay, so let's style this. For this I'm gonna add data AOS. The animation is also zoom in here again, and let's give some classes, text white, text excel, and for the large devices padding in the right direction would be 500 pixel, and for the small direction it will be 0. Okay, so you can see that this is also rendered here. Now we have to start the form, so we have to just go outside this main div, and we have to open this. So let me write here form starts from here, and we're gonna open a new div. Okay, so inside this div, we have to again write it here, class name, like this. Let me open the dark mode like this, and we're gonna again put dark and bg black. Okay, then for the else part, this is a operator similar to if else, ternary operator. Okay, so here we're gonna write here light, and for the light devices bg will be transparent. Okay, so now after the transparent we're gonna give the z index of 10. Let me format this. Then inside this I'm gonna add a div here. Okay, so then we're gonna go here, we're gonna write data AOS zoom in, and id, let's write it here form. And for the class name here also we're gonna so let's write it here. Okay, we're gonna write it here dark mode. Again we're gonna write it here dark bg gray of 800, and for the else part light bg white. Okay, so let me save this. After that, after that you have to go outside this bracket, and here in the large devices, the width would be 70%, and width would be full in a smaller screens. Then margin auto. Then we're gonna use the grid for in the LG large devices. We're gonna have the grid columns 4, and for the normal devices, means the phone part and the smaller screens, 1 only. Justify center items, center gap of 6, padding of 8, rounded excel, and minus empty minus 14. So this will give some negative margin. Okay, so you can see that we have this box coming here like this. Okay, so then after that inside this box, we have to again open a div, and inside this div we're gonna write a width would be full. Okay, then inside this div we're gonna write h1, write it your location. Okay, then let's give this text black, font semi bold, and for the dark it would be white. Means in the dark mode the text color would become automatically white. So this is so this is the way which we're gonna implement the dark mode in this. Okay, so we have to just write the dark, and in the dark mode this color will be this color will be this. Okay, so this will automatically call the dark mode. Okay, then we're gonna write input type equal to text, and in the placeholder we're gonna write uh, enter an address, state, city, or pin code. Okay, then let's put class name, background white, padding of 2, width will be full, and then margin top would be 2, border bottom we have of random 1 pixel. So in this way you can put random values in the tailwind by opening this type of brackets. Then border would have this color C9, C7, C1. Save this. So here we have this one. Okay, so let me format this. Then after that we have to again we have to just go outside this div, and here we're gonna write this. Then we're gonna class width full. Okay, then after that what we have to do, we have to just write it here h1. Okay, so we're gonna write it a type. So for this, or we can copy this from here. Let me copy this h1 here, and here I'm gonna write type. Okay, so then after the h1 we have to open a select tab here. So for in the select tab, in the id we're gonna write select option. Okay, and for the name we're gonna write here again select option. Let's give some styling to it, bg white, padding of 2, border bottom would be 1 pixel, then width would be full, margin top would be 2, and border would be hash C9, C7, or you can copy this from the above, the same similar section. And here we're gonna give you the text gray of 500 and text of MD. Okay, so now we have this drop down here, so just you have to put the values here. Okay, so after that we have to go inside this select, and here we're gonna write option. So value would be blank for the first one, then here we're gonna write disable. So first option will be disabled, mean the first option which we click here, we are getting the first option. So this will be disabled, and inside this we're gonna write select property. So this is the disabled part. So let me format this. Then after that we have to write option again. So this time value will be option 1, and this will be rentals. Let me see. So we have this again. So let me copy this 2 times. Okay, so let me give you an option 2. So this is the value which will contain, which will take from the user. Okay, so rentals, then here we will write sales, and here we're gonna write commercial. So let me format this, and let's see, all these are ended here. Now after that we have to just go outside this div, and here so let me do one thing. We're gonna copy this whole, and let me duplicate this. Okay, so after that we have to just change the content here. So in the place of type we're gonna write category. Okay, so here for the drop down I'm gonna make the drop down for uh, property category, and for the option I will give some option like apartments. Okay, so this option will be duplex. You can add any random options here. Okay, then after that let's duplicate this. Okay, so we have this type of options here, so you can change the content tab according to you. Let me format this. Then after that outside this div we're gonna open a div again, and here we're gonna put the id, not id, we're gonna put the class name with full. We're gonna put the button, and inside the button we have to give some submit. So we have the submit button here, just we have to style this submit button. So let me write it here, class name bg red 600. So this color would be for all, so like this for the all the smaller skin, and then for the large, in the dark mode bg red would be 700, and in the hover bg be black, and in the dark so in the dark mode when we do the hover on this button, so it will be bg white. This is the meaning of this. And in the dark mode when we hover on this, so text would be black, and text font size would be large, padding in all direction would be 4, then width would be full. Let me save this. Text white, then we're gonna write font semi bold, and after that we're gonna put some border area around that axle, and this is a cursor pointer. Transform, we have to put some animation also, so let's put some animation in the button. So we are defining the transform property, and on the hover it will take the scale to the 100%, means the zoom effect. Transition transform duration 300. You save this, so you can see that also the hover animation is working, and also this is working. So let me format this. Okay, so let's open this. So here you can see that it is perfectly working in this full screen also. Okay, so our hero section is ready. Now we're gonna make our about section. So this is the series, and so this is the flow in which we're gonna make all the sections. So next is our about section. So let me close this hero section. Let's close the about section also. The means the app section. So let's open the about section. Then after that we have to just let's import the image we're gonna use in this. So we're gonna go to the assets here in the images about.jpg. So this will import the about image. And after that let's import the dark mode here also. So just write use, then it will give you auto suggestion. It is not giving, so we do one thing. We're gonna go to the hero section here, and from here we're gonna copy this. So let's copy all of this from here. Okay, and after that we're gonna copy this also, animations. So just copy this and paste it here, and just here to copy this also. So you can put this animation in the use context also, so you have to don't import it again. So this way also, so when I click that, this will show me an error because I have not I imported the use effects. Okay, so now it is coming. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to again import this dark mode thing. So let's write this. So let in the return statement we're gonna write a section. Okay, so inside this we're gonna give some ID. So this ID is responsible for when we click on the menu, it will take me to the about section. So for that we are using the CSS ID. And write it here class name, this bracket. Then write it here like this, dark mode. So if the dark mode is true and false, this is just a if and else statement. So for the you have to give another condition here, and if not, then bg light, and it would be bg transparent. Okay, so let me save this, go to the view, then do the what wrap is auto. Okay, so let me do the what wrap. Okay, then after this bracket we have to write it here with full margin auto, and for the large devices padding would be 40, and for the small device padding would be 10. Then 3 by 20 for all, means the padding in the y-axis would be 20 grid. Then for the large devices grid calls 2, for the small devices grid calls 1, justify center, item center, and the gap would be 10. Okay, so let me format this. Then after that, inside this section we have to add a div. Okay, so this div is for the image. So inside this, let's render an image. Okay, so like this. So let's give some animation to this image, data AOS, zoom in animation here also. After that, in the source we have to render the image which we have just imported above, and here you can give about image and the random value. Okay, so then let's add some classes for making it beautiful. So text rounded to pixel would be border radius, and for the large devices width of the image would be 500 pixel, and in the large devices height would be 600 pixel, and for the small device it will automatically adjust the image. Okay, like this. So you can see that we have this image here. Now after that, go outside this div of the image. Then here we're gonna write uh, flex call, justify center, item start, and gap would be 8. Okay, so if you know the CSS flex box, it will be understood to you. These are all the basic classes. When the flex direction would be column, and this will make it flex box, justify content, item start, gap between the content would be this. Okay, so after that we're gonna write it here h1. So let's write it here OVR. Then here we're gonna write data AOS, and here we're gonna write here zoom in. So this is the animation. Then in the class name we're gonna write text red 500. Okay, then in the large devices text would be white. Okay, so we have this here. So let me format this. Then after in the h1 we're gonna write one more h1. Okay, so let's give here data AOS zoom in again. Now but this time we're gonna give some delay, data AOS delay of 200 seconds. So means the first h1 will render first, and after the 200 milliseconds the second h1 will render. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to give some classes here. uh, Text black, text 40 pixel, font semi bold, leading 10. Okay, and for the dark mode the text would be white. Okay, so let me add the content here. So here we're gonna add Vandalorum pan. Okay, suppose so here we have this. Okay, So let me remove this text little bit. Okay, so now after that you have to open a p tag here. Let's write it here, lorem 25. Okay, let me remove this also from the heading. Okay, now after that inside the p tag we're gonna give data AOS. So let me copy this from the above. So let me copy this from here, and in this p tag we're gonna enter. Okay, and so for this data AOS delay would be 400. For the class name would be text excel, text gray would be 600, dark text white, text justify. Okay, so let's format this. After that, for the button we have to just copy this button from the hero section, go to the hero section, and from there just copy the button like this, go to the about, and after the p tag gonna give this button. Okay, I open this here, it is taking the full width, so we don't want to give the full width. So let me remove this. Okay, so we have this button here, just change this, read more, save this. Okay, so our button is also rendered, and also let me go to the desktop part, so you can see that this is also rendered here correctly, and also all the animations are working fine. Okay, so after the read more. Okay, so after the okay, so this section is also ready, about a section is also ready, so let's see our which section is next. So now we have the popular areas section. Okay, so about a section is also ready. Now we're gonna make the popular areas section. So for making the popular areas section, what we have to do, we have to just go to this, and here we're gonna open the popular areas. Then what, let's do one more thing. Use dark mode. Okay, then let's import the images which we are required in this. Import area 1 from assets images, and here we're gonna write area 1 dot jpg. Okay, then let's duplicate this 2 times, and here we're gonna write area 2, and here we're gonna write area 2. Let's write it area 3, and here also we're gonna write area 3. Okay, so after that we have to import the animation library again here. So just go and copy this from previous like this, and just we have to import this here also inside this about the. So this is gone, we have to just like that, so it will come again. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to just go here, and here we're gonna here div. After that, inside this div we're gonna give them classes, dollar dark mode अगर है तो bg black, light bg transparent. Okay, so we have to import this also after the use effect. So let me go here and save. Okay, so let's format this. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to just go here, and we're going to render a section here, the main section. Okay, so it is not giving auto suggestion. Okay, so then inside this section we're gonna give class name. Let me copy this dark mode from here, and we're gonna use this here also, but this time the color would be gray 800, and lighter, and this would be bg red 100. Okay, then after that go outside this bracket, and in the section then write it here, for the large devices width would be 90%, and for small screen it would be full, So let me save this, go to the view and do the word wrap here again. Okay, width full, then height would be fit, and margin auto, then bg cover, bg center for all the background image. These are the basic property of the css you should know. Then flex, justify center, flex call, item center or the large devices padding would be 20, for the small devices padding would be 6, then padding in the y direction 20, and gap would be 20. Okay, so let me format this, do the word wrap. Okay, so then after that what we can do, inside this section we're gonna make two section, one for the top and one for the bottom. So let me write here top, and in the top the class name would be woodfill grid, and for the large devices grid calls 3, grid calls 1, item center and gap would be 8. Okay, then in the top section, inside this we're gonna open a div here again, and this div will contain popular areas. Okay, so let's give here data os zoom in, then let's give class name of text, red 5, and for the large devices text would be white. Okay, so let's format this. Then here we're gonna write it here h1, here explore most br, and here we're gonna write popular areas. Then let's style this h1 also. Here we're gonna write data os zoom in again. Let's give the classes here text black, and text would be random font size of 40 pixel. Okay, so in this way you can give some random font size. The font would be semi bold, and leading 10 means line height, and margin top would be 4, and in the dark mode text would be white. Okay, so let me format this h1. Okay, so then we have this div here, so this is the closing. So after that we're gonna enter a div again. So let's write it here, the grid, for the large devices grid calls 3, grid calls 3. Okay, it calls 3, right here calls span 2, calls 1, justify center, item start, justify center, and items would be center 2 and gap would be 6. Let me format this. So here we are using the grid for this, and so first the grid, so this call span 2 is used in this. Okay, so here we have the grid column 3, so this section will take the 2 columns and the other remaining will be 1. So in this way, so that is why we have written grid call span 2. Okay, so then after that inside this we're gonna write it here. Then what we have to do for this data AOS zoom in, and let's give some delay time. Data AOS delay 400, style background image, and here in the URL we have to give the path to the access. Okay, so we have imported some images, so area 1, and let's go outside the bracket. and here in the classes I'm going to put 400 pixel and bg cover, pg center, 100 XL. So let me format this and see. Okay, so we have this image. Now in the similar way we have to duplicate this 2 more times. Okay, then just replace this here area 2 and area 3. Okay, so let's format this. Okay, so then after that we have this another div here which is for the bottom. So let me write it here, bottom, and for the class name we're gonna give the full grid, large devices, grid calls 3, grid calls 1 for the small devices, and the large justify would be center, justify start, item start gap of 6. Okay, so inside the bottom we have to write it like this. Okay, then here we're gonna write a data AOS slide up. We're gonna give so many animations here, so just refer to the GitHub this AOS animation property. Then data AOS delay 200. Okay, then let's give some classes. Flex, justify center, and the large devices item would be center, gap would be 8, width would be full. Okay, so then inside is gonna give some h1, that is here 5k. Okay, so let's give the styling to this text black, text 7 XL, font semi bold, and in the dark it will be text white like this. Okay, so let's format this. Then after the h1 tag, what we can do, we can write another h1 active listings. Okay, so here we're gonna write it here, item center. Okay, so in the bottom we are written justify center, justify start, item start. Okay, so this is the first one. Then we have to just duplicate this 3 times. So let me duplicate this. Okay, so let me see. So here you can see that this section is also ready. Okay, so now let's move to our properties section. Let's move to the next section where we're gonna move the properties section. Okay, so for making the properties section, let's go to the properties.jsx, and here we're gonna make the properties section. So let's import it here also. We're gonna import use dark mode. Okay, so after that we have to import the property. Okay, so we have to import property from the export.jsx file. So we have to write it here, import property from components, then from the export. Okay, so this is the property, all the content which you're gonna import from the export.js. So let me show the export.js file here. So here you can see that I have all the content which are required for you making this website. So these are the properties, all the JSON data, and after that we have the service content here, and here we have the client content. Okay, so we are just importing the property content which is this one, and we're gonna use this content for making the grid. Here we have the images, the address, about how many bed, bath, area, and who is the owner. Okay, so let's import this. Then we're gonna import some icons from the React icon, fa bath, fa share, LT, then fa bed, then fa user circle, fa plus, fa map marker alt, fa video, fa camera. Okay, then here you have to write from react icons fa. Okay, so after that you have to go to the view and let's do it word wrap. So everything would be wrapped like this, and after that we have to import some more icons. So just write it here, import md space dashboard from the react icons md. And okay, so now let's close the export.js and we're gonna import this. So let's go here and we're gonna import this, and let's quickly import this file also. Okay, so let's go here and import it here. Then you have to write it here, use effect, so it will be auto import it at the top. So you can see that everything is working. So okay, so let's import one more thing. We have to import this constant dark mode and toggle dark mode from the dark mode context, and let's write it here. Okay, so let's go to here. We're gonna remove this and let's give it here class name like this, and here we're gonna dark mode. Okay, so if the dark mode is enabled, then we're gonna add the classes of this bg black and dark. So let the else statement, so this is just like the if else statement. Okay, so here in the else part we're gonna write light and bg transparent, and let's go outside this bracket. Okay, so just keep this bracket, and now after that inside this div we have to make a section. So this is the main section, write it here, properties, and here in this we have to write large. For the large devices width would be 90% and margin auto, so it will be properly centered. And for the large devices padding would be 20, and for the normal padding would be, and for the else, and then we have to do py20 for all padding in the y-axis. Then width would be full for the smaller devices. Then flex column. Then after that you have to write justify items start. Okay, justify center, here we're gonna write item start, then gap of 10. Okay, so let's format this, and now inside this section you have to write a div here, and this div will contain the text. Okay, so let's give this some classes. Okay, so this will contain flex call, justify center, item start, and gap of 4. Okay, then let's format this. So let's move here, and here inside this we're going to write an h1, and this will contain the properties. So let's see. Okay, so let me refresh this here. Okay, so here you can see that we are getting some error. So let's go to here and let's go to the console and see what is the error here. Okay, so let me close this and open this. The requested module does not provide a name for video. Okay, so we have this spelling wrong here, video. So let's minimize this, and here you can see that I left the e. So let's see this. Okay, so now we have run everything is working here. Okay, so now let's give this property some classes. Okay, so for that we're gonna write it here, data AOS, which is for the animation. So here I'm gonna give the zoom in animation. Okay, so you can see that it is coming there. Then after that we have to give a class name text red 500. Okay, then in the dark text would be white, means when the dark mode is enabled the text will automatically become white. Okay, so right now we are not seeing this because we have not integrated dark mode. Okay, so mm, text red 500 and the dark text would be white. Okay, so after that here after the h1 tag, here we're gonna write again explore the latest. Okay, then here in this we're gonna write data AOS zoom in, text black, semi bold, and for the dark version, text would be white. Okay, so you can see that we are everything here. Okay, so after that, let's format this. And after that, what we have to do? Uh, we have to go outside this div. To go outside this div, and here let's make comment out properties. Grid starts from here. Okay, so then here we're gonna write it here div, and let's write it here grid box. And class name, in the class name I'm gonna give the width full grid. Then in LG grid calls 3, and grid calls 1 for the smaller devices. Justify center, item center gap of 8. Okay, so let me format this. Okay, so now we're gonna map our properties here. So here we're gonna write property dot map. So let me see. Okay, so we are having this property dot map. Then inside this I'm gonna write item index, then open the arrow operator. This here we're gonna write div again, closing tag. Okay, then inside this div we're gonna write okay, so here let's write data AOS. We're gonna give some animation to this also, zoom in, and data AOS delay of 200, and here we're gonna pass the key as index. And let's put some classes here, bg white, background white, and for the dark bg would be gray, 800, rounded XL means the border radius. Okay, so let me save this. So let's go here and format this. So you can see that we don't have anything right now. So let's go inside this div. We're gonna write an div here. So this is the image box. Okay, so let me give this ID, so it will be better for the reading. And in the classes here we're gonna give the bg cover, bg center, so it means it will keep everything in the center and cover. You should know the basics of CSS and Tailwind CSS. Okay, so understanding this code and rounded XL, then padding would be 4 from all direction, and flex, then flex direction would be column here, and justify between means all the content inside this container will be justified between, will have everything between, space between, then items, and okay, so everything will be in the end means at the below. So let's see, and here we're gonna write a style. Let's put one more bracket, then background image semicolon, then we're gonna use this, then URL. Okay, so we have to write this URL, and inside this we're gonna render item dot images. Okay, so item dot images. So let me save this. So you can see that we have this image here format. So we have all the images. Okay, so you can see that all the images are there. Let me show you in this. So we have this grid here starting, and let's now start adding content inside the images. So for this we're gonna make two div, one is for the top and one is for the bottom. So let me give here id top, and let's give the classes styling here. So flex justify between items and width would be full. Okay, so let me format this, and inside this top we're gonna render a button here. Okay, so let's give it here button, and here we're gonna write featured. Okay, so we have this button here, you can see that. Then we have to give some styling to this button. Px would be 3, py would be 1, bg red 600, and on hover button color would change to white. Okay, then on hover text would be black. means when someone hover on this, the text would become the black when the white version is there on the hover. Okay, text black, then text would be white, and rounded full, means we have given the border radius and the text white rounded full. Okay, so 100 full, then we're gonna give the text a custom size 13 pixel. So in this way you can give custom size to your styling like this. Okay, so after that this feature is one done. uh, then after that we have to go outside this button div, and you have to open and one more div, and inside this div let's give some classes. Flex, justify, between, item center, gap of 3. Okay, so we're gonna make two buttons here at the end, so that's why we have made a div for that. And here we're gonna put those button. Okay, so let me do one thing. We're gonna copy the button from the top, just paste this button 2 times, save this. Okay, so we have this, and let's format this. Then after that what we can do, we have to just change the content. So one, give one for the sales, so just replace this feature with the sales, and for this we're gonna replace this with the active. Okay, so you can see that it is rendered properly and our grid is now working. Let's go to the desktop version. You can see that buttons are coming, okay, like this, and also the animations are properly working. So let me minimize this and let's move ahead. And after that we have to go to this div which we have just made. So this is for the top. The top is you can see that the top is ending here, then this is for the bottom. So let me write it here, bottom, and inside this bottom we're gonna make the other content like the name and all. So let's give the classes here flex, and here I'm gonna give justify, between, items, and width would be full. Okay, so let me format this, and inside this bottom we're gonna write here div. Okay, so the first div will contain, let's give here flex, justify, start, item center, and gap of 2. Okay, then inside this div we're gonna render map market alt icon. Okay, so we have this icon here, then let's give this item size of 4, and text white. You can use text white for making it white also, or you can use fill color also, but text white is also working. So then we're gonna write an h1 here, so it will contain item dot address. Okay, so we have this address, just we have to style this now. So let me give some styling. Class name would be text white. Okay, so let me format this. Now what we have to do, now we have to just duplicate this. Okay, so let me don't duplicate it, let me make this again, because we want to have those in a separate container. So write it here flex, justify center, item center, and gap of 4. Okay, so after that inside this we're gonna write fa video. Okay, so we have the video, and let's give the classes here size 4 and text white. Okay, so now you have to just duplicate this like this. Let's format this, and after that you have to just change this video to fa camera a bit. So you can see that our both the icons are there, and this is also working. Okay, so this section is half ready. Let's move to the below section. Let me format this ones and let me show you the desktop part. So you can see that this is working properly, and also the animations are working, and also the hover effect on the buttons are also working. Image section is ready. Now let's move to the content section. So you have to just go outside this image box. So just go to outside this image box div. Okay, so let's go outside this, and here we're gonna enter main div again for the content below. So here let's write px6 padding in the x-axis, and py3, and flex column, justify center, item start gap of 2 and width would be full. Okay, so now let's format this, and inside this we're gonna write an h1. So let's write it here, item dot name. Let's see. Okay, so we are getting here name, so let's style it. uh, so write it here, text excel, text black, font semi bold, and for the dark mode text would be white. Okay, so let's format this. Then after the h1 uh, we have again h1, and this would be for the item dot price. So we have the price here, you can see that. So let's style this also. We have the text 2xl, text red 600, font bold, and for the dark text would be white. So let's format this. So you can see that everything is rendering here. Okay, so after that we have to give the about tag here. So let's write it here, item dot about. You can see that about is also come. Then what we have to do, let's give some styling to this. In the dark text would be white, that's it. When the dark mode is enabled, this text would become white, else everything keeps same. Okay, then after that we have to after the p we have to open a div. This div is for all the icons. It means the bed and bathroom that icons. So we'll give it id icons, then write it here class flex, justify center, item start and gap of 4. Okay, so let me format this. Then bath, so we have to just write it here, bath, like that. Let me see. Okay, so we have this icon here. So inside this, let's give the size of 5, and text red 400. Okay, let's format this. Inside this h1 we have to write item bath. So we are rendering the data here, and in the h1 we're gonna write dark, text white. Okay, so now just what we have to do, we have to duplicate this 2 times. So let's duplicate this. Okay, so we have left one more thing. I think we have to make a div for this separate. So let me do one thing. Let's enter a div here, and we're gonna uh, move all of this inside this div. So it will be easy to duplicate this. So let's see. Okay, so let me give some classes here. So the class would be flex, justify items center gap of 2. Okay, so let me format this, and now we're gonna duplicate this box 2 times, like this. Let me see. Okay, so we have this here. Now just you have to replace this from fa bed. Okay, and here we're gonna replace this with bed, so it will fetch the data of the bed. And then here we're gonna replace this md space dashboard. Okay, and here we're gonna write here area. Okay, so this is the area. So everything is working fine. Let me format it, and let's go to the desktop part. So here you can see that our grid is looking nice. So just we have to move ahead. So let's move to the next part. So now we have to go outside this icon div. So we have this icon div here, and go outside this icon div. Here we're gonna write here div blank div. So this is for the line height of 1 pixel, the horizontal line, then bg gray of 200, and margin top would be 8. So it will give some margin to the top. So you can see that we have this line here. Okay, so now we have to make another div here. So this div will contain all the information of the owner. So write it here, owner info, and owner info, let's give some classes plus justify justify between item center width of full and margin top. Okay, so let me format this. Okay, so after that we have to write let's give a div here. Okay, then what we have to do after the owner info, inside this div, let's give some classes, flex, justify item center and gap of 2. So let me format this. Okay, then inside this we're gonna write here fa user circle. Okay, so we have this here, and let's go here and let's give the class of 5, size 5. So and text red 400, save. Okay, so it is rendering here properly. Now inside this we're gonna write here h1, and this will contain item.owner. Okay, then item.owner. Okay, so here spelling mistake, flex. So it will be like this side by side. And then let's give this dark, in dark mode. Okay, so in dark mode text would be white. Okay, so now we have to go outside this div. Okay, so let's write it here, class name of flex, justify center, item center, gap of 4. Okay, then inside this we have to render some icons. So let's me make the div here. So let's give this div some classes. So classes would be p2, padding in every direction would be 2, border 2, border gray 200, border gray 200, hover bg black, cursor pointers, and let's see this one, transform and hover scale 110. Then let's give some animation to this. So let me go here and write it here in transition, uh, transition transform, and duration would be 300. Okay, so let's format this one more time, and inside this we're gonna render an icon again, fa share alt, like this. So you can see that we have this icon, and also the hover effect are working on this. So I think mm, okay, then let's go here, and here we're gonna write here size of 4 and text red 400, text red 400. Okay, so let's format this. Okay, so on the hover we are getting this animation which we have just mentioned here also. Okay, so then so let's just duplicate this content 2 times, 1 2. Let's save this. So we have this, so just we have to replace this with the let's replace this with fa art. Okay, and just replace this with the fa plus. Okay, so I think this section is also totally working and ready. So let's go to the desktop part. Okay, so you can see that our property section is also ready, and here we have all these icons and these things are working properly. Okay, so let's move to the next section, which is the services section. Okay, so our this much section is ready. Let's make the services section. So first we have to do one more thing. Let's go to the index.css file, index.css file, and here we have to put some colors styling. So let me put it here, margin 0, and after margin 0, let's put it here, padding 0, and inside this we're gonna write body, and background color would be RGB 243, 243, and 243. Let's save. So you can see that when we save this, we have this background color. So our now grid are properly visible. So this part is left. So you can update this in your code. Okay, so let's start making our services section. Okay, so let's close all of these, and after that let's close this, and we're gonna open this services from where the services, this is the services. Okay, then after that let's go to here, and here we're gonna import import service from components and dark mode context. Okay, then after that we have to use dark mode. Okay, so this is not the from where we have to import this. Inside the components we have to go to the export. Okay, and for this we have to write use dark use dark mode like this, so it will import it from there. Okay, then we have to go to the about, and from here let's go here and we're gonna import this to here, and we'll go to the about.js again, and here we're gonna again import this use effect part for this above. Okay, so now we have to just write it here, use effect. Let's save this. Okay, so this is rendered now. Now let's go to the about section, and here we have to write this dark mode. Go to the services, and below this we have to import this. So you can see that we have rendered our dark mode to this, and let's go to this section, and here we're gonna write uh, here we have to write one more div. Okay, so let's start here div, and after that inside this div we're gonna give some class name. So class name would contain to add this, then we're gonna add here dark mode. So we're gonna test if the dark mode state is enabled, then we're gonna add it here dark and bg black. Okay, and if it is not enabled, then here we have to write light and bg transparent. Okay, so after that go outside this bracket, and here we have to write pp20, uh, which is the bottom padding of 20. And I will show you one more thing. So if you hover on any of these properties, you will see all of this about that what is happening inside this. So if I hover on this, so you can see that bg transparent, so it will say you that the background color is the transparent. Okay, so this is coming from this extension which you have installed at the beginning of the video, this css intelligence extension for the tailwind. Okay, so after that what we have to do, so let's enter here is, so name let's give it here a section. Okay, so inside the section, so let's enter here id services. Then after that you have to give again class name, so open this bracket and write it here dollar. Then again we have to test dark mode. Okay, dark, and bg would be gray 800, and for the else part we have to write light bg red 100. Okay, then after that what we have to do, we have to go here, and here we have to define a width of large. Width would be 90%, so 95%. So in this way you can give width whatever width you want. Then after that you have to write width full, then write it here hit height would be fit. Okay, then margin would be auto, so it will give the margin auto from the x-axis, in the x-axis. Then rounded excel flex, then we have to write flex call and justify center. So I hope you understand the css flexbox, so it will be easy to understand, because I don't want to explain all the properties. You can just hover on these properties, and the intelligence will give you all the details what these properties are going to do. Okay, so px minus 6 will give you the x-axis, in the x-axis the 6 padding. Okay, then in the y-axis the padding will be 20 and the gap of 10. Okay, after that we have to just format this code and go to view, and in the view we have to do the word wrap. Okay, so you can see that we have this section here rendering. So after that what we have to do, uh, we have to go inside this section, and here we have to open it here. So let's give some classes flex call justify center item start and gap of 4. Okay, then after that here you have to write h1, and here you have to write our services. Okay, then inside this we have to write data aos, zoom in. Then in the class name we have to write text red and 500. Then for the dark we're gonna write text white. Okay, so here we have this text here. So let's format this, and after that you have to again render h1. So let's name it here top real estates. Okay, or you can write here our best services, something like that. So let's write here our best services, and let's give this some styling. So first we're gonna write the give some animation. So data AOS, it will give a zoom in animation. Then the class name, so here we're gonna give the text color was black. Then text, for the text we're gonna give the 40 pixel. So here we're gonna give this font semi bold leading 10, so it will give the line height of 10. Then in the dark, the text color would be white. Okay, so you can see that we have this. Let's format this. Okay, or you can write here, let's write here top real estate, top real estate service available. Okay, so let's format this. And after that, what we have to do, we have to go outside this div. Then here we have to write div here again. Then id would be service box. Then here we're gonna give grid calls 3, grid calls 1, justify center, then item center gap of 8. Okay, so here we're gonna map service dot map, and let's write it here item index. So here we're gonna map the service from the export.js. Let's open the curly uh, arrow function, and here we're gonna make our map. Then let's give this map some animation, zoom in. Then here we're gonna give some delay animation, data AOS delay of 200, and let's give here key so we don't get any error for the uniqueness. And after that we have to give some classes. So bg white, dark bg black. Then custom height, we're gonna give some 30 pixel of custom height. Okay, so in this way you can give custom height and custom properties in the CSS by opening the square brackets. Then we're gonna give flex column, justify center, and item start gap of 4, rounded axle. Then border in the B would be 5 pixel. So let's save this. So you can see that everything is rendered, but we are not getting the border. So let's see. Okay, so for that, after the 5 pixel we have to give some color, border red 600. So let's save this. So okay, so we are getting this color here. Then after that, on hover we have to give some border background color. If you want to change here and don't want to give the background color, you can also do this, feel free to do. And after that we can write the cursor pointer. Okay, so let's save this. Okay, so we are getting this background color. So just we have to put some content inside this. So write it here div, and in this div we're gonna give some styles, p6 padding 6 in all. Then rounded would be full, and bg red 200. Okay, so this is for the icon. Now let's go inside this, and here we're gonna write item dot icon. Okay, so we are getting the icon here. Then class name text red 600, size 10, transform hover scale 110, transition transform duration of 300, and cursor pointer. Okay, so when we format this, you can see that when I hover on this, this is working. Okay, so let's move to the next section. After that, item dot icon, we have to go outside this div. Okay, so let's write it here h1, and here I'm gonna write item.title. Okay, and for the h1 give some text black custom 22 pixel, then font of semi-bold, so it will give us font weight of the semi-bold, and text white. Okay, and after that what you have to do, you have to just go here and open a p tag, and inside this p item dot okay, so now we have to go here and give some classes to this. So give text lg, text select 700, text white. Okay, so after that you have to define a button below that. So let's go here and click on the button, and button would be read more, and after that in the button we're gonna give border to border b2. Okay, so the border will only be in the bottom direction, and border color would be 600, and text red would be 600, and font semi bold, padding would be 0, and dark, and in the dark color would be white. Okay, so you can see that this is properly working. Let's format this. So let's move to the desktop part. So you can see that this is also working, our services section, and this is fully customizable. You can change these colors and all if you don't liking this color. Okay, so this is fully customizable. Then after that let's move to the next section, which is our client section, client.jsx, and here this section. So let import client from export.jsx. Okay, so you are going to write components export. Okay, then after that we have to use dark mode here. Okay, then after that we have to import icon fa star from react icons fa, and at last we have to import this animation property. Okay, so let's import this here, and after that we have to just we copy this use effect, and let's paste this use effect here. Okay, so you can see that everything is set up properly here also. So let me copy one more thing, which is this use state. Okay, so you have to just copy and paste this here, then let's format this. Okay, then after that this is the client tip. So here we're gonna, let's go to classes, and here we're gonna write dark mode bg black bg transparent. Okay, so after that we have to go inside this div and write here section. So this section will contain testimonials, and here we have to render again the class name. Okay, so it's the dark mode, then we're gonna write it here. Okay, so let me do one thing, we can just copy this from here, so, and we're gonna paste this here, and after that to go to the view and do the word wrap. Okay, so let's go to okay, so here we have to write bg black, and after that we have to write bg transparent. Okay, so I think it is duplicated 2 times, so we can also skip this. Okay, so let me do one thing, we're gonna remove all of this code from here, and just we're gonna write in large, we want the 95% width, and width would be full, then height fit, margin auto, bg cover, bg center, rounded axle flag, justify center, flex call. Item start will give the value from start, and flex column will push all of these to the below flex column in the column direction. Then item start, then in the RG we have to give padding 20 in the x-axis, and then px is for normal devices, then py 20, then we have to write gap of 20. Okay, so we need to write gap 20. Let's format this. Okay, so after that what we can do, after that we have to go inside this section. Okay, so inside this section we have to write div, and here we have to write flex call, justify item start and gap of 4. And for the actual we're gonna write our clients. Okay, so let me give some styling to this, and before the styling let's give some animation data AOS zoom in, and after that we have to give some styling. So let's go to our clients, and here we're gonna give text at 500, text white. Okay, then after that here we're gonna write again and data AOS zoom in, text black, text white, 40 pixel of custom, font will be semi-bold, and in the leading would be 10 with the line height. Okay, so let me go to this. So right now we are not getting because we don't have scroll below that. So you can see if I remove this data AOS from here and save this. So okay, so here we have not given anything. So what our clients, okay, then after that we have to just give this okay, so we are getting this also. Then after that we have to just go outside this whole div, and here we're gonna render our test clients, apply clients box, grid calls 3, justify center, and item center, and gap would be 8, and width would be full. Okay, then inside this div we have to render client.map index. First we have to define item and then index. Okay, so it will not give you any error if you define like this. So open this and this, and this is the main div of that. Then after that here we're gonna give some animation data iOS delay. Then here we're gonna give some key of uniqueness for index. Okay, so let's give bg white, dark of bg gray 900, non hover bg red would be 100, cursor would be pointer, padding would be 12, flex call, justify center, item center, gap of 6, render excel, which will be full. Okay, so we have these boxes for the clients. So let's format this, and let's get back to the inside of this. Then here we have to open div again, and inside this div we have to write class name flex, justify start with full, and gap would be 4. Okay, so here we're gonna write image item.image, so images are rendered here. Then after that, what we can do, let's style this image here. So this image would have custom width of 70 pixel. Okay, so here we have to write 70 pixel. Then we have the transform property, which is have to mention here. Then it will give 110 transition transform, and duration will be 300 seconds. So it is the duration timing of the hover when you hover on the image. Okay, so let's format this. So when we hover on this, okay, so I think we have done some mistakes. So let me check this with a 70 pixel transform, and then hover scale one. Okay, so here we have some mistake. I think on the same. Okay, so when we hover, now these are working. Okay, so let's move to the inside this. After this image, you have a div, one more div, flex, justify center, and gap of 1. Okay, then inside this we're gonna write item.name, and this will contain text excel, text black, font of semi bold, dark. Then we're gonna write here text white. Then after that, inside this, let's write it here item.text, and here we're gonna write text slate 600, which will give the uh, text color of slate 600, and for the dark, text white. Okay, so this is the div. Then after the div, we have to go outside. Okay, so we have to go outside this div. Okay, so here we're gonna write here this. So let's write it here item.feedback. Then let's style this something text md, text justify, text slate 600, text white. Okay, so let me format this. Then after that, after the p tag, we have to write a div which will contain all the icons. So let's write it here uh, class name flex, justify start, item start, gap of 2, and width would be full. Okay, then inside this we're gonna write fa star. Okay, so let's give some styling, size 4, text yellow 400. Okay, so let me format this, and we're gonna duplicate this 4 times. Okay, so you can see that our client section is also ready. So let me format. Okay, so format. So let's go to the desktop part, and here you can see that our client section is also ready, and also our animations are working like this. So let's move to the next section. Now we're gonna make our contact section. So let's go to contact, and here let's go here, and here we're gonna import the dark mode again. Let's remove this. Okay, so let's go to about.jsx, and here we're gonna import this for animation, and after that we have to go to about again, and let's import this. here, and here we're gonna add it here use effect. Okay, so let me format this. After that, what we can do, we can just go to here about, and here we're gonna copy this. Okay, so then we have to paste this here. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to go here and let's add a class name. Okay, so write it here like this, and you have to test if the dark mode is enabled. If it is enabled, then the color would be dark and bg black. And let's move to the else part. Be light, transparent. Okay, let's go outside this here. I'm gonna write view 20. Let's go to view and we're gonna do the word wrap for this. Let's do this. Okay, let's format this. Okay, then inside this div you have to write section, and this section will have the id contact in class name. So what we have to do, let me copy this whole from here and we're gonna paste it here. And after that we have to just change the color of this bg gray 800 background color, and this would be bg red 100. Okay, so now we have this color. Let's format this. Okay, so now we have to go outside this, and here we have to write for the lg it would be 95%. Beautiful height fit, margin auto, rounded accept, grid. For the large devices, grid calls 2, grid calls 1. Okay, then we have to write it here. Justify center, item center, and let's write it here. Px would be 36, so this will only work for the large devices and the above, and smaller than that we'll go the px6, py20, and gap of 10. Okay, let's format this. Then we have to go inside this section, and let's go to start this section, and here we're gonna write a div here. So let's enter, let's give some animation to this. Okay, so zoom in and let's give these classes here. bg white, in dark bg would be black, and paddington flex call, justify item start, gap of 4, rounded excel. Okay, then after that inside this div we're gonna write h1, and here we're gonna send us a message today. Okay, so let's give this h1 text to excel, text black, font semi-bold, and in dark text would be white. Okay, so let's format this, and inside this h1 we're gonna write here input type equal to text, placeholder enter, your full name here, and class name would be width full, px6, py3, border 2, border gray would be 200, and download excel. Okay, so let me format this. So we have this field here. Now what we have to do, we have to just duplicate this field 2 times. Okay, like this, and just we have to change here email, enter your so let's write it here, enter your valid email. Okay, then after that you have to change this to number, enter your valid mobile number. Okay, so let's get back to here and the text area. Okay, then rows would be 5. Okay, so and here we're gonna write a placeholder, enter your, you can write whatever placeholder you want. Okay, then let's copy this style from here and we're gonna give the styling. See, okay, so now let's format this. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to just make a button here like this, and this button will have send email. Okay, then here you have the classes bgrad 600 text md, padding in the x-axis would be 8 and padding in the y would be 3, text white, font semi bold, and rounded excel, and on hover bg black, and on hover bg red 700, and here we give the cursor pointer. Okay, so let me format this. Okay, so this section is ready, our form section. Now let's go outside this div and we're gonna make a div again. So this div will contain classes flex, then there will be flex call, div price enter, then the gap of 8, margin padding 2, and else the padding would be 6. Okay, so inside this we're gonna write h1 reach us, zoom in, data iOS delay 200, text red 500, text white. So here we're gonna write data iOS, so this would be zoom in, data iOS delay 400, then class name would be text black, text 40 pixel. Okay, then font would be semi bold, leading 10. Then inside this, okay, so after the leading 10 we have to give some styling. Okay, so it would be in the dark mode, it would be text white, around 20. So let's write it here, lorem 10. Okay, so this is done. Then after that h1 tag is closed. Now just we have to make a button, so let me just copy this button from the top only. Let's paste this here and let's format this, so you can see that we have this. Okay, so let me go here. Okay, so we have some issue. So what the issue is that we have put this button outside this main div. We have to put this button below this h1. Okay, so now you can see that here we have this, and here we have this option. Okay. Okay, so let's modify some CSS for the button. So we have to just so let me do one thing. Let me remove this copied one here, and let's write it here. Okay, so write it here, text md px8 py3, and right here text would be white, font semi bold, rounded excel, and bg black, and on dark hover. When we are in the dark mode, and when we hover, then bg red 700, and cursor would be pointer. So let's see. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so this section is ready. Just you have to increase this text here. So let's lorem 20, and let's add a break here. Okay, so you can just add here some text or whatever you want to add. Okay, so our contact section is also ready. So our this section is also ready, but here we have not added a p tag here. So let's add a p tag here, and lorem 30 something, and let's style this p tag data AOS zoom in. Okay, then here we're gonna write the data AOS delay 800. Okay, then here we're gonna, okay, so let's make this 600, and here we're gonna write here class name text excel text gray of 600, text justify in dark, text would be white. Okay, so let's go to the desktop. You can see that our this section is also ready. Now just you have to make the header and footer, and the dark mode functionality, and the top to scroll button. Okay, so let's start making our footer section. Only our footer and header are left, so let's start here, and here we're gonna write use dark mode, and let's import all the icons which are required for making F is, we have to write FA Facebook app, then we have to write FA Instagram, FA Twitter, FA YouTube, building mobile, here you have to write fax, FA, then you have to write arrow app, and FA moon, FA sun, right here from React icons FA. Save this, let's go to view, and here we're gonna do the word wrap. Okay, then after that we have to import link from React scroll, the library which we have just installed, okay, at the beginning. So this is responsible for, so when you click on one menu, so it will automatically flow to that particular section with some scroll animation. So that is the thing which we are using this. Then after that import, we have to import an icon, one more md mail icon, and this will be React icons IO. Okay, then after that import image of prop 7 from assets, then you have to write images, then prop 7.jpg. okay, then after that what we have to do, we have to just enter this again, and here you have to write prop 8, and here also prop 8. So let's format this. Okay, So let's get back to at last. Here you can see that we have nothing here. So after that we have to just go to about, and let's copy this from here, because we also want to add the dark mode to our footer. So let's write it here about the return statement. Okay, so now let's what we have to do. We have to open this, and here we're gonna write the footer. Okay, so now let's give the classes here. Okay, then here we're gonna dark mode toggle is active, then we're gonna bg black, and for the else statement we're gonna use the light and bg gray of 800. Okay, so let's go outside this bracket, and here we're gonna give it the full margin auto, and the large devices padding would be 20, then px10, then p by 20, padding in the y-axis will be 20, then grid we're gonna use grid for layout. Then here are the columns which are required for making, so grid let's keep it 3. Then for the mobile we only made one column, so grid calls 1, and all the columns will be in the center, justify center, and the columns will be begin from the start, the item start. Then for the large devices the column would have 20 space between them of 20, and in the mobile it would be 10. Okay, so let's format this. After that you can see that we have this bg color here. Okay, so let's first start. So inside this footer we're gonna make a container. Okay, so let's name it flex, then flex call items start and gap of 5. Okay, let's format this. Then here write h1, and here we're gonna write about us. Okay, then here we're gonna write text white, text to excel, font semi bold. Okay, then after the h1 we're gonna write it here p lorem 20. Okay, so let's lorem 20, let's format this. Okay, so let's give this some style. Let's add it here text slate 200, text white, text justify. Okay, so then after the p tag write here div, and this div will contain the icons, so write it here social icons. Okay, then let's give the classes of flex, justify, start, items of center, gap would be 4, and margin top would be 4 also. So let me format this. Okay, so then inside this social icon then we have to write a div here. So let's write it here padding of 3 in all direction, rounded axle bg white, and on hover bg red 600, and on hover text would be white, and cursor would be pointer, transform hover scale 110, and we have to write here transition property. Transition would be transform, and duration would be 300. Okay, so we have this box here like this. Okay, so now what we have to do, inside this div we have to write it here fa, let's Facebook icon. Okay, so we have this Facebook icon here, so let's class give some styling to this icon. Size would be 5, that's it, and hover is also working. Let's format this. Now we have to just copy this 3 times, so let me go here and we can copy this 1 2 3. Let's see this. Okay, so now just we have to change the change this. So this is the first one, and for that we're gonna write Instagram, and here we're gonna write Twitter, and at last we're gonna write YouTube. Let's format this, and you can see that all the social icons are now rendered here. Okay, so now let's okay, so after that we have to just go outside this div. Okay, so this is the social icons div, and okay, so we have the social icon div here. Okay, so after that here we have the social icon div left, so we have to add one more heading here. Okay, so let me go here, and here we have entered this, and here entered this. So this is our social icon, and outside this social icon we have to write h1, and here we're gonna write copyright real state all right reserved. Okay, so let's me style this text white, and MD would be 8. Okay, so let's format this. Let's go to the desktop part once. Okay, so our footer is also started working. Okay, so now what we have to do, then we have to go outside here h1, and here we have to define a div here. Okay, so let's write it here flex all justify items start and gap of 5. Okay, so then inside this I'm gonna write here h1, write it here contact us, then here we have to write text white x2xl, font semi bold. Okay, let's format this one, and after the h1 we have to write here div. Okay, then let's give some styling flex item center items. Okay, justify center, then you have to give item center and gap of 3. Okay, then inside this div we have to write fa building. Okay, then let's give here text white and size of 5. Okay, let's format this, and after that we have to write here p, and here we can write any random address, so I'm going to keep it lorem 10 for now. Okay, so let me remove this much, so you can put it here your address or something. Okay, so let's style this text slate 200. Okay, then after that we have to just duplicate this 1 2 3 times. Okay, so let me duplicate this. Okay, so let's go to second one. Here we're gonna write fa mobile. Okay, so here let's put some random number here. Okay, okay, so after that we have to just put it here fa fax. Okay, so here we also gonna put some random number. Okay, then after that For the building one, we have IO MD mail, and for the mail account, we can use any demo mail account for now. Demo mail at the rate email.com. Okay, so we have this. So let's format this. Okay, then after that, okay, so let's go outside this main div, and here we're gonna render again the third row. So let's get here, and here we're gonna write class name flex call items start gap of 5. Okay, then inside this we're gonna write h1 latest properties. Then in the h1 I'm gonna write text white, text to excel, font will be sunny bold. Okay, so then after that here I'm gonna write it here div flex and justify center item center gap of 4. Okay, so let's format this. Then inside this div we're gonna render an image dot 7. So we have this image here, and this image will have some styling also. So width would be 120 pixel random. Okay, then download LG and transform hover scale 110. So this will scale when we hover on the image. That's why we are adding hover scale 110 all that, and this is the transform property of the Tailwind CSS. And here we're gonna write a transition transform duration will be 300. Okay, so you can see that the hover is working when I hover on this. If the animations are working when I hover on this. And after the image tag, we have to again open a div tag, and this div tag we don't want to give the styling, so let's give this h1 villa with amazing. You can showcase your more top rated product in the footer also, like this. So this will have the text LG text white. Okay, so let's format this, and after the h1 I'm gonna write p, and here we let's give some random values, and for the class name we're gonna write text slate 400. Okay, so now we have to just format this. Now after formatting, you have to just duplicate this again. So let's copy this, duplicate this. So we have this too. Now just we have to replace this. So just you have to replace the content and all. Then like suppose I write it here. Okay, smart view from beach. Okay, and let's put it here 4 1. Okay, so in this way the latest property section is also done, and after that okay, so let's go to desktop part. So here you can see that our contact section is also ready, and after that we have to add the dark mode toggle button. So by using this we're gonna toggle the button. Okay, and also we're gonna write enter the slide to top button. So let's give here and write it here slide to top button starts here. So write it here div, and let's give some animation to this, but we don't want to give the animations to this icon for making it to slide up. So let's give here class name, and here we can also write icon box. Let's write, and in the classes let's put bg red 600 pb4 rounded full power bg black and cursor pointer. Okay, so let's cursor pointer, then fix, then lg, and in the bottom the space would be 6 on the bottom. Okay, not 6, 12 on the bottom, and for the other devices it would be bottom 6. Then in the then from the right direction it will be right 6, and in the LG right would be 6 here also. So consider we have this. So here we have the same property, so let's remove this from here. Okay, now we have the same property. So after that we have to link. Okay, then here I'm gonna write to hero, means when we click on this button it will take me to the top, and hero is the CSS ID which you're gonna put in the hero section. Okay, to it, then spy to offset would be -100, and for the smooth it will be true here again. Okay, so let's format this, and after that inside this link we have to render this. You can see that when we click on this it will take me to this contact us section, means the top section of the website. Okay, so let's here we're gonna write size 6, text white. Okay, so our this button is also working, and when we click on this it will take me to the top like this. Okay, so I have some mouse issue, I think. Okay, so let's move to the next section. So after the end of this section we're gonna start the dark mode toggle button section. Okay, so here we're gonna write here div. Okay, then button, and on click. So when we click on this it will open a toggle dark mode use state, which we are calling from the dark mode context. Okay, so this will pass the value onto to that, and write it here flex item center padding would be 4 rounded full. Okay, then bg orange of 500, then fix, then lg top 52, and in the right it would be 6, top it would be 6. Okay, so we have uh, this here, you can see that. Then inside this button we're gonna use dark mode class dark mode state. So if it is true then we're gonna show the moon. Okay, then give some styling, size equal to 25, and class name text black. Okay, so let's give the else part also. Here we're gonna fa sun. Okay, so here we have some messy code, so fa moon will close here. Okay, like that. Okay, so this will be semi close self closing, and after that Okay, so this is then here we're gonna write size 25 and class name text black. Okay, so you can see that our dark mode is also working because just the button part is left and everything is set up behind. Okay, so you can see that button is when we click on this button, so we have this dark mode working everywhere perfectly now. Okay, so you can see that dark mode is perfectly working, and also the animations and all things are working properly. Also this footer is looking very good. So let's move to the next section where we're going to make the header. Okay, so all the sections are here done, just only the header is left. So let's start making our header. So let me close this side by side so that would be better to understand. And after that what we can do, we let's open our header.js6. Okay, so now we have to just import here link from React scroll. Okay, then after that we have to import fax mark and far parts from React icons fa6. Okay, then after that we have to import logo from assets and assets images, then logo.png. Then after that we have to import the dark mode. Okay, then we have to import some icons fa phone lt fa user circle from React icons fa. Okay, so now we have to go here, and here we have to import the dark mode from the dark mode context. So let me do one thing. Let's copy this from here and go to header, and here we just copy and paste this. Okay, so after that let's define a state let's define a state here for is menu. So when menu is opened, so we're gonna display a different menu icon. So this is used for that. Set is menu open. So for the default use state would be false. Okay, then after that we have to make a toggle menu function, toggle menu. Okay, so this is the function, and set is menu open. So we're gonna type not is menu open. So every time when we click on the toggle menu, it will make it true false true false true false like this. Okay, so let's save this. And also if you want to add a function for the close menu, so let's make a function for the close menu. So when you click anywhere on the screen, then this function will trigger, and this just do a simple thing, it will make it false, mean the status menu will become the false, so our menu will be closed. Okay, then what we have to do, we have to define an array of nav items. Okay, so here we have the spelling mistake, it's const, then const nav item, then inside this. Okay, so let's add this const, and inside this we're gonna write link home, and for the path home. Okay, so let's write it here, and we're gonna copy this 5 times, 1 2 3. Okay, so we have to copy this whole 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so let's replace the content here about Then here we're gonna write properties, and this will be properties. Here we're gonna write the services. Then we're gonna write testimonials. Here we also gonna write testimonials, and at last we have the contact. Okay, so this is the link which we're gonna show here, means the menu, and this is the path. So when we click on this, it will trigger this ID or something like that, so it will take you to that path, because in the link, because we are using the React scroll, so it requires some path, and that's why. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to just write it here nav, and let's write it here dark. uh, let's write it here dark mode. So when the dark mode is enabled, so class will be dark and bg black. Okay, for the false light, and let's give some random color to this custom color. So the color code would be hash f3 f3. Okay, so now let's format this, go outside the bracket, and here we're gonna write flex. Then here justify between item center gap of 4. So let's do one thing, let's go to the view, and here we're gonna do the word ref like this. Okay, so after the gap of 4, we have to give large px20, and for all px4, and py3 sticky top 0, and zenf will be 30. Let's save it. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to make a div here. Okay, so inside this add logo, and for the image we're gonna replace the image with the logo. So we have our logo rendered here, so you can see that. Now let's put it here company logo or something like that, so it will be triggered when your website have some network issue and the logo is not loading, then this text will appear for the user. And give some class name here. For the large devices, width would be 150 pixel, and else width would be 120 pixel. Dark would be invert. Okay, then after this logo, you will trigger this UL, and this will contain a large flag, justify center, item center gap of 8 hidden. Okay, so it means so this will be on this will be hidden everywhere, but when the large will be hit, so it will be flex. Okay, simple meaning. Then we have to map the nav items, so let's map this map here, right, like this, link path. Okay, then after that here to render this uh, okay, so we have to render here link, then key path, then class name text black, and then text would be 15 pixel, uppercase, font semibold, cursor pointer, px3 and py2. Then in the dark color would be white, rounded lg, with the border radius would be lg, and hover bg red 600, and on the hover also it would be text to white. Okay, so let's do this like this. Then what we have to do, here we have to write to path spy to offset -100 smooth true, and inside this we're gonna render this link here. Okay, so let me format this. Let's visit here. So you can see that we have this links working properly. And suppose I go to the small screens. Okay, so let me go to the small screen. So you can see here it is not visible. Why it is not visible? Because we have just tried it here hidden, and it will be visible only in the large devices or above. Okay, so now let's focus on the mobile menu. So we have to just go outside this UL, and here mobile menu icon starts here. So you can make the comments for better understanding. Now what we have to do, to write a div here, and here uh, you have to write flex justify center item center large would be hidden. Okay, so on click toggle menu function will be called. Okay, so inside this, when this function will be called, so we're gonna check is menu open. If the menu is open, we have this fx mark. Okay, so I think there is some spelling mistake. Okay, so let's save this, and after that we have to give some classes here. Text black, text white, text to excel, cursor would be pointer. Okay, so after that you have to just copy this from here, and we're gonna paste it here, and here and write it bars. Okay, so we have done some mistake here, so let's see. Okay, so the issue is that we have here this icon, so you have to write like this. Okay, so now we have this icon, and this is also toggling, and this is toggling with this toggle menu. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to just okay, so this is also done. Now we have to just make the UL tag here. So let's go outside this hole, and here I'm gonna write div class name, and here I'm gonna write dollar is menu open, dollar is menu open, so it will be flex. Okay, is menu open. If the menu is open, then we're gonna write it here flex else hidden, then go outside this bracket, width will be full, height would be fit, bg slate 800, padding would be 4 absolute, and top would be 80 pixel. So let's write it here 80 pixel, and left 0. Okay, then here I'm gonna write on click close the menu. Okay, so we have this color here. So inside this I'm gonna render a UL tag black justify item center gap up to width full. Okay, so let's format this, and inside the UL we're gonna render nav items dot map link path, and here we're gonna write link, and here we're gonna write key path, class name. Okay, then here we're gonna write text white, uppercase, font semibold, cursor counted, padding will be 3, and rounded LG hover bg red 600. So it will give the background color of 600 on hover. Okay, bg red 600, and on hover we're gonna write text black. So on hover the text will be black, and it will be fill text center. Okay, so let's see, you can see that we have this, and inside this link you have to render here link. So let's see. Okay, so then here we have to write to path. So we can do one more thing, let's copy this from the above. So we can copy this the two option, and till this true. Okay, so here after this we have to write this. So I think when we click on this, it is not opening. I think there is some issue. So let's check what is the issue. I think there is some bracket issue because it is mapping correctly here. I think, okay, so this is the issue here. I have this type of bracket. So here the bracket will becomes like this, and also we're gonna replace this with this. So you can see that all the menus are perfectly coming now. Okay, so now what we can do, we can go outside this div, and we can enter a div here. So let's give this class name flex justify center item center, and for the large devices gap would be 8, else gap would be 2. Okay, then let's write it here div again, and inside this we're gonna write flex from center. For the large devices gap would be 3, gap would be 1. Okay, so here we're gonna for phone alt. So we have this. Now we have to just give the size of this to 5, text red 600. Okay, so after that after this we'll write an h1, and let's starting to the h1 for the LG text excel text sm text black, and for the dark text white font will be semi-bold. Okay, so here we're gonna write it here like this. Okay, okay, so okay, so now uh, we have to go outside this div, and here we have to write fa user circle. Okay, so for this we're gonna give the size of 6, text red of 600. Okay, so here A is missing. let's see. Okay, so this is working, and let's format this once. Because our header is also perfectly working now, so you can see that when we are on the desktop, the header is coming like that. Okay, and suppose I click on the about, it will take me to the about section, same for the properties, services, testimonial, and contact. And also all the animations are working perfectly fine. Okay, so you can see that scroll to top button is also working, and our this dark mode feature is also working. When I click on this, dark mode will enable and go. Okay, so here I think there is some issue. I have not written here, so you can go. So let's go to the popular areas. Okay, so these are the small issue. You can fix it along this, and let's go to popular areas. And the issue was this also. You have to write text white, and this will also text white. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you can see that now this is working. Okay, so let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna deploy our project. So let me see once more the responsiveness of this. Let me show the responsiveness. So you can see that it is totally responsive also for all the screens. Okay, so let's move to the final part where we're gonna deploy this project. So for deploying this project, let's open a new PowerShell here, and we're gonna write npm run build. So when you write npm run build, it will build a production ready build for you. So just so let's go to the Netlify where we're gonna log in, and after that we have to go to the add new sites, and here we have to, okay, so let's go back. Here you have to go to the deploy manually, then browse to upload, and just you have to choose the folder and txt folder and just upload it here. Okay, so let's wait for some time to wait for it. Okay, so we have to go to the site overview, and from here you can just open this link. So this is the production ready link. Okay, so you have successfully hosted your website for free on Netlify, and now you can share it as your project in your resume. Okay, so and if you want to change its name or something, go to site overview, then go to site configuration, and at here you can change site name. So you can write any name you want and just save it, so it will automatically make your domain like that. Okay, so in this way the deployment is also done. Okay, so I hope you like such type of videos. Okay, so if you like our video, please like and share our videos with your friends, and subscribe to our channel if you are new to our channel.